Welcome back to Bookmarks and Breadsticks. If you're new to my channel, this series Coffee Chat is where I have little quick reviews about food-related books in the fiction genres. So within fiction, I have been reading a lot of food romance books, food young adult, and food fiction. Today, I'm here to give a review of A Pho Love Story by Lone Lee. This book came out in 2021. It is a young adult book with, sorry, I listened to it as an audiobook, so I want to give you the exact page numbers. This book comes in at 402 pages. Lone Lee holds an MFA degree in fiction from Fairfield University, where she also earned her bachelor's degree. A Pushcart Prize nominated writer, Lone has had her short stories appear in Craft Literary, Mud Season Review, and Angel City Review. Lone works in book publishing and lives in Manhattan. A Faux Love Story is her first novel. So, I actually listened to this as an audiobook, close-up of the cover, and it came in, what did I read it on, 1.2 speed, so like under 10 hours, which was totally fine with me. And this book, high level, focuses on two rival pho restaurants, literally across the street from each other. We have Lin and we have Bao. These are both, Lin is the daughter of one family, Bao is the son of another family. So when I first picked up this book, I had seen Haley's review from Haley in Bookland, and she had pitched it as some kind of like retelling of Romeo and Juliet. And first I just have to say, I never quite understood or found anything that felt like Romeo and Juliet. Maybe it's because I read Romeo and Juliet in high school and then again in college, but Romeo and Juliet felt like two angsty teenagers who end up killing themselves at the end of a play, and it was way too overdrawn. I actually found that if you take this book a step further, it is really not about the lead characters. The lead characters and their romance are the catalyst for a lot of family pain and family discussions. So to give you a whole inside cover, I'm gonna read the inside cover jacket for you really quick. If Bao had to describe himself, he'd say he was a rock, strong and steady, but not particularly interesting. His grades are average, his social status unremarkable. He works at his parents' pho restaurant, and even there, he is his parents' 5th favorite employee. Not ideal. Then you have Lin Mai. If she had to describe herself, she'd say she was a firecracker, stable when unlit, but full of potential for joy and a spark and a fire. She loves art and dreams of pursuing a career in it. The only problem? Her parents rely on her in ways they're not willing to admit, including working practically full-time at her family's pho restaurant. For years, the Mais and the Nguyens have been at odds, having owned competing neighborhood pho restaurants. Bao and Lin, who've avoided each other most of their lives, both suspect that the feud stems from feelings much deeper than friendly competition. A chance encounter brings the two together in the same vicinity, despite their best efforts, and spark flies, leading them to wonder what took them so long to connect. But then, of course, they immediately remember. Can Lin and Bao find love in the midst of feuding families and complicated histories? So, I have to say that I really enjoyed all of the food in this book. I think the pho, the recipes, the family traditions, also the expectations of being children of immigrants. There was a lot back and forth. And these two families take very different approaches. The Mai family continually tell their daughters, because Lin has an older sister, that we struggled so that you don't have to. So you need to go go be an engineer, go be a doctor, have a safe, secure life, because we did not have financial stability. On the flip side, Bao's family, they want what's best for him. They just want him to do something with his life and to be happy. And it's not perfect over there. You're not suddenly like, oh, I want Bao's parents over Lin's parents. It's really not like that. They really just show you two different sides of what it's like to be a child of an immigrant. And there's also different expectations, one, Lin being a woman and Bao being a man. Teenagers in general, not really man, woman yet, if you want to play that kind of archetype. But when I think of that as a child of an Iranian immigrant, that I really enjoyed in the stories, because the tensions, the painful stress of following what you love and wanting to please your parents is so rich in this book. Bao discovers his love as he goes. He falls in love with writing, a la like Anthony Bourdain. And then Lin loves painting and knows it, but she struggles much more with being open about what it is she wants and telling her parents that art is what she wants. So we knew that this relationship eventually was going to come out because there's secret dating trope, obviously. And I felt for 400 pages, this book was a little long. There were moments where I was like, okay, we can speed up. When is this third act explosion coming? But I was actually surprised about the level of complexity of the rivalry between these two families. I thought it had to do with aunties gossiping across the street from each other, and it really went much farther than that, and it dealt with actually their family history and how both families came to travel to America. Sorry, my cat decided to enter the scene and drop a ribbon at my feet to play with him, so I will play with him after this video. So the family history and the complexities on why these families like each other was really just a big miscommunication, which was slightly annoying. As a reader, it was really annoying to see how pig-headed these two damn families could be. So overall, I found this book okay. I just have no strong reactions to it. I don't think it's as boring as maybe what Haley, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to be bashing Haley in Bookland, not at all. Books are different for different people. I related to parts of this book because I am a child of an immigrant, so I actually quite liked the book. Is it my favorite book? No. As a first book from an author, I think this probably could have done with a little bit of editing. It felt long. 400 pages felt long. It took me a lot longer to read this book than it normally does for me to read young adult. But was I happy with the book? Yes. I thought the ending wrapped up a little too neatly for reality, but I mean, some people want a happily ever after perfect ending, and that's quite okay. It definitely made me want pho. I really loved that there is a third character introduced midway through the book that is also he owns his own pho restaurant, and he's kind of like their older, wiser. Sorry, my camera battery died. I was in the middle of saying that there is a character introduced halfway through the book that is a local restaurant owner, and he is in his 30s, and he is also of Vietnamese descent, and he acts as a big brother figure to both Mai and Bao. He helps in very different ways. I don't want to give too much away because some of what he does is a plot device, but I thought it was really refreshing to have an older character who wasn't just a high schooler, who was like, I understand the pressures you are feeling. I have lived through them, and it gave them hope, tentative hope. They didn't really look at him like a savior complex, but they were like, wow, like here's someone who, for Lynn's perspective, wow, here is someone who did exactly what they wanted to do and became a chef. But he also represents her fears because his mother did not speak to him for 2 years when he made this decision to open a restaurant and pursue a culinary career. So in a way, he's also Lynn's worst fears. She's not sure she could ever deal with the disappointment from her mother and not being able to talk to her. On the other side, for Bao, he's very motivating because Bao is someone who's a little bit more listless. He's kind of wandering through life right now, trying to find his purpose, which he's a senior in college. Senior in high school. So of course, like there's a lot of pressure to figure out what the heck you want to do. So I really liked the introduction of this character because it kind of broke up the monotony of high school drama, high school drama, high school drama. Our parents don't like us, and then restaurant drama, our parents' rivalry. It was kind of nice to have this third location and third character as a safe space to also break up the book. So that concludes another short and sweet coffee chat. I hope you enjoyed this book. So this concludes another coffee chat. I hope you guys enjoy these little short videos. They go live first on my Patreon, which you can join and be a part of that community down in the link below. And don't forget on your way down to hit like and subscribe. I hope you're well, wear a mask, and happy holidays. Bye.